One more after this. We got, well, from Seth, but shout out, likings, ladies and gentlemen alike. And if you're not a liking, hit that button down below. I'm done. Anyways, sending out a lot of love. Drink your water. Eat food. Did you eat today? Eat today. If you didn't, even if it's like some breadcrumbs, man. Some days I only like wake up and have a slice of bread because I wake up at like 5 a.m. I just got to get to everything because of my schedule. Did you meditate today? Did you? I don't even know. But Fallout 4 review, or how I stopped worrying and give Todd my money as requested. And then the last one we have is, I think, Space something review by Jingus Joy, something like that. But that's the last one that I have recommended by Seth. So, or not recommended by him, but recommended to watch by someone else. But sending out a lot of love, guys. Let's get into it. Seth, if you want me to take down my video, I do not mind. Fallout 4 review. Let's get it. I'm familiar with Fallout 4. So, and Todd, because I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with Todd Howard by now. We know this next Skyrim game better be game of the century. Nah, that'd be a lot of weight, but just hopefully it's good. All right, let's go.
Fallout 4, the highly anticipated sequel to the long-running Skyrim franchise by Bethesda. Quite different to other games in the Skyrim.
Wait a second, was that Skyrim?
Running Skyrim.
No, not Skyrim. This is like, hang on. Gotta move this over, but that looks like Dragon's Dogma
Franchise by Bethesda. Quite different to other games in the Skyrim series, we see a departure from Tamriel to the mystical realm of America, living in a fictional dystopic future where Bernie Sanders has won the 2016 election. In this future, everyone is composed of spaghetti, and generally, everything is pretty shit. The story goes that after the war, yes, the one with the Austrian fellow, the world has been brought to the brink of...
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that about the bodies. They really were like oddly packed with packages and packages of pizza sauce.
Nuclear war, right after mastering nuclear power and inventing butler bots for every single American family. One joke about small Asian wangs boils down terribly and results in nukes being fired at the US. Luckily, you and your family enter Vault 111 just in time to be frozen cryogenically and have your baby stolen from you. Yep. Your quest, you guessed it, is to get your baby back. The baby, which you're assured is still somehow alive, even though you have no idea what year your baby got napped, and your spouse died.
True, and not only that, he really could have had a mod installed where it made the baby a burrito, or with like, what was that, like a quesadilla roll? Like, what is it? I don't even know. Ooh, I have some Spanish watchers that is gonna get mad at me.
Bullet poisoning. The radiation from the resulting nuclear fallout has mutated many of the races in America, with Mexicans becoming rad roaches and red guards becoming functional members of society.
No, he didn't. He said, oh no, Seth. Oh my gosh. Dude said with Mexicans becoming rad roaches and red guard becoming functioning citizens of society.
The fauna remains
he laughed. You can hear it.
Roaches and red guards becoming functional members of society. The fauna remains...
He laughed. I love that. That was... Nah, I love those moments where you like can't keep it in reading the script.
Generally unchanged, with Bethesda developers functional members of society. The fauna remains generally unchanged, with Bethesda developers cleverly pasting in rats and mud crabs from previous titles and doubling their size. Playing as a strong, independent black woman, I found my immersion quickly ruined, as I came to realize that my household lacked an absent father figure, forcing me to disable my husband through the console. I did not cry for my supportive husband, as he was clearly a compulsive liar.
Oh my
hairstyle? I swear, you haven't aged a day.
The plot quickly ups the ante. You go from murdering several Mexicans, to shooting mole rats, to shooting white people in a matter of minutes, receiving your first suit of power armor about 10 minutes into the game, and downing your first Deathclaw 12 minutes into the game. However, it's not all easy, and some missions can quickly become too much to handle, such as this side quest, where you must retrieve underage jailbait from a vault, only to be ambushed by hordes of radioactive gorillas. In the end, my postal bride could not be rescued, and she had to be put down with the rest of those gorillas. The game physics can be a little bit unrealistic, such as when I jump, yet I would argue that most Africans can easily reach such heights if they
Seth is wild. I love it.
tried. The game is also not without its fair share of glitches. At some point, my game broke itself, preventing me from leaving pre-war Sanctuary and spawning several copies.
There's no way this happened. Well, I remember the game being pretty wonky too, you know. The animatronics do get a bit wonky, if you know that meme. I'm sorry that you know it, but nah, I feel like this had something to do with him trying to edit out the dad in the beginning cutscenes.
Of my husband,
the
and they all
father.
wanted to know who the father was. The situation was made more difficult as my robo-butler Codsworth was forced to repel a large gecko that had managed to enter my son's room.
Oh yeah, this was him.
And to make
just
matters worse,
messing
the
up
Vault
game.
Tech salesman standing outside had given up on his career and resorted to fondling a young boy in plain view of his mother. On the other hand, one of the most particularly fun features of the game is the inclusion of base building, allowing you to live out the American dream of owning a plantation. However, I failed to attract any willing slaves, which I later found out was due to roving gangs of guerrillas murdering
he just fucked around so much with his Fallout, but that is honestly the best experience. After you've done everything in the game, or not even, if you just beaten the game and don't want to do everything, just mod the hell out of the game, or mess with the console and spawn in a bunch. You can't on console though.
my potential work.
Funny enough, you can't use the console on console.
Force. These were dealt with accordingly.
Can you?
Here you can see the valiant defense of my first settlement, Ass Fortress 12, from these villainous apes. The
Nice.
game may simply be described as a masterpiece, like Witcher
Mama
with
Murphy,
guns,
no.
and Skyrim with gameplay. This spectacular jewel, this magnum opus from Bethesda Softworks, and my good friend Todd Howard, who has paid generously for this review, is worth every hard-earned cent of that $60 purchase price. Yes, I know, rice farmer in India that only earns about 4,000 rupees every year. That's a lot of money, but all of your fields, all of your crops, and your
No,
starving
I can't.
family pales in comparison to the prodigious,
I can't.
cinematic, phenomenal, cum-inducing rapture that you feel from owning a copy of Fallout 4. Some of my complaints, however, are that I cannot play the dog. Why bother showing so much promotional footage of a
Dog.
dog when the dog is not an option as a playable character?
get a dog
As further
shifter?
salt in the wounds, why can't we at the very least romance the dog? Come on, Bethesda. It's 2015. And man's best friend is ready to become man's best lover. Overall, however, I think the game is pretty good. The graphics look a little brown and bleak and kind of shitty, but then again, it is America. I give this game a yes out of maybe, putting it as my most highly reviewed game this year. Congratulations, Bethesda. Good job.
I gotta look. As a black guy, I learned a lot. I did not know I could jump that high. My dad never taught me about that or anything else. He's been getting Newports for 30 years. Why can't we romance the dogs? Like Witcher with gun and Skyrim with gameplay, orbital sides. Allowing you to live out the American dream of owning a plantation. Seth, you have... Yeah, oh, this was... YouTube's humor was kind of getting scarier back then too, right? Oh man, I'm unearthing the videos that are like the hidden gems of things that would seem even super edgy to say nowadays. I'm not gonna lie, that was great though. I enjoyed every little piece of it, and I could definitely see that people would be offended by this video. Alright, good video, Seth. I am done. Those jokes, everyone hit. And was this Skyrim or was this Dragon's Dogma? Because why do I not remember this? Well, it could be like an older game, but it feels like Dragon's Dogma. And like he was making a joke by comparing, like making making it think it's Skyrim. Anyways, nonetheless, great video. Much love in Moonlight. And that's another one down. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.